Hey humans, what's going on? It's raining outside right now. Just kind of wanted to talk about like some of the stuff that I've been thinking about in regards to the DID. My current therapist is looking for a referral in order to help me to get the proper diagnosis as well as the proper treatment. And just been thinking about like my mindset during the periods of time in which I have my episodes and how apparent it is that when I have these episodes, I often feel like my family is not my own. They're not actual like family. And even dare I say that Regina is not my daughter. Like, I have these feelings when I have these episodes, and it's almost like I'm a completely different person at different times during these episodes. And these things happen despite the fact that I'm on my medication. And I think that the lack of sleep is not a symptom. It's not a cause to the episodes. I think it's a symptom, because I get into this different mindset from a different persona. Just like the more I research dissociative identity disorder and everything, the more it makes sense. Which, I mean, I have mixed feelings about. Obviously, it's not great that I have different personalities, because my childhood was so traumatic that my mind had to create these different worlds. As a coping mechanism, it's really scary when you don't know why these things happen. Don't get me wrong, it's still scary, like taking it in and accepting the likely cause of these problems that I've had over the years. It's really hard to come to terms with it. Like, I don't know. It's just frustrating. Like, so many horrible things have happened as a result of it. So, I mean, that's why it's so important for me to get this diagnosis, because the sooner I get the diagnosis, the more I'll be able to, like, get the proper treatment. It's really unfair. I just think about all these fucking people in my fucking family that are just going through life doing their own thing and so fucking in denial about the horrible things that they've done to me over the years, and the consequences of it all. I have to live with this every single fucking day. And there's no way that I wasn't the only one being treated like this over the years. Because if they went through even half of the things that I have, then they'd be a hot fucking mess as well. But they're not. They're just coasting through life, imitating other people. I don't find it coincidental that these people are basically pursuing careers that I have often shown a vested interest in. Like with my mom going into social work and my older brother going into covering social justice issues. These fucking people are just imitators. They're fucking imitators. And they're just fucking coasting through life like they've done no wrong. And I will never have any real justice for all the things that they've done to me to make me live a shattered life. Like, literally fucking shattered. Like, there's so many fragments. All these blackouts and shit are not they're a symptom of this shift that my mind made so that I could get through life from day to day without being a hot ass fucking mess. And as a result, what I don't understand, it's like, this is not as simple as bipolar, which I have been diagnosed with. A lot of people get misdiagnosed with PTSD and or bipolar when they have these issues. And there's no coincidence that I've got fragmented memories. That is literally, this is who I am. So when you hear all these fucking people talking about how you shouldn't live your life in the past, are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? That is who I am. I'm fucking fragmented. I'm in pieces. My whole fucking mind is in pieces. I could not cope with being locked in a room with a bucket to go to the bathroom and being starved for I don't even know how long. I will never know fully all of the things that they did to me. And that is a result of the severity of the consequences that came from what they did to me. That is something I have to deal with every single day. Every day. I can't escape that. I can't pretend to be somebody else. And that is what other people expect of me. Family, friends, all of the above. These fucking people expect me to pretend to be a whole person where everything is in one place in my mind. I can't afford to do that. I didn't have the guts to fucking say anything about all these things that they've done to me until 2014. You have any idea how many years that is of being locked in my head? Being locked in my fucking head for years, decades. Terrified to talk about the things that they did to me. And thank God that I'm able to block a lot of that out, because there's so much that they got away with. These fucking flashbacks don't come from anywhere. Don't come from nowhere, rather. It's like, you have any idea how fucking horrible it is to feel like you don't think that this is your child? Like, my fucking flesh and blood, I would go to the end of the earth for her. And to get into a headspace because of what they did to me. Like, I'm a completely different person. And I feel this disconnect as a result to being in fragments based upon whatever mood, whatever tone my mind needs to take me to. It's fucking hell. And the sooner I get this referral, the better. Because it's just like, how do I fucking live a normal life when all these people continue to tell me that I'm living in my past? I can't fucking help that. There's different parts to me that are not connected to who I am, this persona. So whatever other people are feeling, whatever the other alters are feeling, I'm not going to be feeling the same way, because we're basically like different people, which is really fucking weird. It's really fucking weird. Like, I don't have the same confidence when I'm in a different persona. And that's not normal. It's not fucking normal. You may try to pretend like you know how it feels, but you will never know how it fucking feels to literally wake up and feel like you're in a fucking alternate universe, completely disconnected to everything around you. Like, these are my things. This is my home. And yet there are times when, under severe stress, I feel like so many different people. And that's why I fucking went to New York. Because I was in a different headspace. I wasn't the same person that I am right now. It's fucking frustrating. And the lack of answers really, really doesn't help in my state. Like, if it is legit, which it most likely is, having DID, not being able to get sufficient answers, not being able to get any answers at all about a lot of the things that happen over the years, because of the fact that people know that they're guilty of crimes that they would still be held accountable for as a result to my illness. Because situations where a victim or survivor has DID, the statute of limitations is different because the mind has blocked it out, because it's in a different part of the psyche. It's locked away in a different part of the psyche so that I can do normal things and not be like a hot ass mess 24/7. And I'm wondering, like, how long am I gonna have to go through this period in which, like, everybody that I talk to, like, get annoyed with the fact that I keep referring to things in the past, when a lot of these personas, they really literally, like, were stuck in these different situations in which my mind had to create another type of person so that I could get through that stage, so that I could get through that trauma. So the different emotions are going to be attached more so than other people would to a different persona. So while I'm watching these freaking Lifetime movies, or if I like watch Disney movies or whatever, like, there are times where I'm going to have a completely different emotional response because of the fact that the other alters are delegated to have different emotions based upon, so they're like pieces. It's like each emotion is attached to a different alter so that I'm able to manage my life the best that I possibly can. It was my mind's way of ensuring that I wouldn't be so in pieces that I would feel the need to like kill myself. Like, I've always been afraid of death. Like every single day, particularly now because I no longer have this strange connection to a famous person that I do not want to name at this moment. Now that I know that there's an altar created based upon this person that whose music was a huge comfort for me when I was a child. Now that I'm aware that that was an altar created to make me feel like a sense of belonging, like I had a real fucking, like, legit good relationship in the past, that was just a coping mechanism. So was unleashed in 2014 when I first saw that documentary. Like, my mind created this persona that, like, imitated what a significant other would be saying to comfort me, to make me feel less alone. And that's why over the years since 2014, why I've felt this really, like, strange connection to him, music, appearance, mannerisms, etc. That was a coping mechanism. So, like, it, because of how strange it is that a persona would be created based upon a real person, it made it so much more confusing for me. Because I've never had, like, a good relationship with somebody. I don't know the feeling of, like, fate, the things that are meant to be, that the universe, like, put us together. Like, I know a lot of people talk about that in relationships, and you watch these shows that are so unrealistic and shit, where everybody's like, they're finishing their sentences and blah blah blah, whatever. Like, that's how a relationship's supposed to be, right? If it's the right person, if it's meant to be, blah blah blah. Sort of like Passions, where Teresa just could not let go of Ethan for so many years. She fucking chased after him and shit, and she was like, it's fate, it's fate. So when you see these fucking relationships unfold when you're young and everything, that's the ideal relationship. So my mind was like, okay, well, she's alone all the time. We're gonna have to fucking create some sort of persona that'll comfort her. And what is it that she connected so much with when she was younger in order to escape, like, the reality is it was Billy Joel's music. So that was my mind at work, creating this persona based upon a person that I'd never met. That it actually exists, but it's not the same person. It's just made up. Which is really fucked up. It's so hard. It's so fucking hard to get from day to day, knowing that things were never really better. That my whole life was a fucking nightmare. That I could not escape. But I'm glad to a certain extent, because I really don't want to remember the things that they did. I know there's a lot more to it than what I remember. It's just frustrating. It really is. Forgetting my life sometimes, I really do. And I've been thinking about that a lot lately. Like, day in and day out, I just keep on thinking, like, how scary it would be to fucking die. Like, how many years do I have left on this earth? I don't want to die. I know this sounds weird. But if you'd gone through even half of what I have, you'd be scared too. I want something so much better for myself. I deserve a whole lot more than what I've got. Life has been consistently unfair to me. 33 years old. I never had a real childhood. I've been in pieces since I was very, very little. I don't know what to do with my time nowadays. Like a sense of purpose. I need that. But I don't know what I want to do next. I don't want to go back to school. I really don't. Like, that just feels like hell to me. It's like I could be doing so many great things in comparison to going to school and getting a degree and doing this, that, and the other. I just don't want to waste any time with that shit. Because I know how stressful it is. Trying to keep up with everybody, trying to do the same things as everybody, but I know that I have more limitations than other people are willing to accept. And they insist on me being somebody that I'm not. Which is fucking frustrating. It's really fucking frustrating. Like, I was talking to my therapist yesterday. We had a teleconference thing, whatever. About the whole DID thing. And I guess I hadn't updated her on me finally accepting that Billy Joel is not my long-lost lover. I was talking about the whole DID thing, and I don't know if she believes me or not, which is frustrating because she doesn't have the knowledge that it takes. That's why I have to wait for a referral to see somebody who actually knows about DID. But the feeling, just having the feeling that she might not believe me is it bothers me. Because I'm not one to lie. Like, I have no reason to lie. And it's the only thing that makes sense, you know, to experience these things even though I'm on my medication. And I told them, I said, I'm not doing antipsychotics anymore. After my experience of antipsychotics while I was in New York, no. There was a reason why I refused my regular doctor giving me freaking antipsychotics. It's because I know that it makes things far more confusing than they already are. And I can't deal with that. I know that it blocks out my awareness of the others, the other personas, and essentially makes them like invisible. Like, they're still there. I don't see them. I can't acknowledge them because antipsychotics make me more numb and makes like I said, they're invisible. When I'm not on the antipsychotics and I'm having an episode, I'm able to like differentiate between different tones, different personas. And it's not like you hear voices, it just sounds like thoughts. But the various thoughts have a different tone to it. And sometimes it can be pretty hard to differentiate, but if you pay attention, if you're not on antipsychotics, which I'm not, then you're able to really tell the difference between one alter and another based on the way that they are acting. But also what I've noticed from doing some research is to not pigeonhole different personas, because they all aren't like going to have the same mindset at the same time, like all the time. just like a regular human being, I can be mad at one moment, and then later on in the day can be pretty happy. That's how normal people are. So it's important for me to not expect each persona to just have one purpose, one feeling, one goal. And the less I have these expectations and pigeonhole these personas, the more able I'll be able to, in the future, integrate, if possible, if that is what the other alters want. It's just, that's the worst thing you could possibly do, is force an integration. You can't do that. I've seen other people say that it makes it more difficult to contain them, so to speak. I might get resentful and like lash out or whatever. But that's just from the research that I've done so far. Like, obviously I'm not an expert. But, I mean, seeing as how it's in my mind, I at least know somewhat. Like, from my own experience and seeing what other people's experiences are, I know that I can't force an integration. And I'm not going to try to do so, because that could make things very difficult. Because I'm not out of the woods yet, emotionally. I have to find a sense of purpose. That's what I have to do. And with the virus and everything, that's going to be very difficult. So I just have to give it time. My life fucking sucks right now. Has anybody watched Hamilton? Oh, it was so good. I've watched it a few times. I don't know why it won't pop up any friends to invite. Whatever. I don't care. I've been so fucking emotional lately. Like, I try to be I try to stay hopeful, but it's really hard. I have to find a sense of purpose. This is just... it's hard some days. Like earlier said, I had to go through my other Facebook, and download a whole bunch of old, there we go. A lot of old photos, because my external hard drive and laptop were left in New York by one of the alters. Because I was in an area that I didn't recognize, and I know for a fact that I didn't personally travel to that place. I just kind of like woke up there, so to speak. As a result of that, me being blacked out during the trek to wherever it was that I was at, when I left my bag with my laptop and external drive, I couldn't go back and get it because I didn't know how to get there. And my external hard drive had all the pictures from before 2017 of Regina. And so I have to recover those. Thankfully, most of the photos that I have were I posted on Facebook at some point or another. But it's going to take time. I can't keep that window up, so I just keep going back to it. I got to get some more tomorrow. But there's so many. Like, I spent like 2 or 3 hours working on that earlier today. And I didn't even get to I hadn't even scratched the surface as far as like how far back I got with the photos. Like there's several years worth, at least. Which sucks. There's so many photos. Which reminds me, I have to figure out how I can download like a whole bunch from a single album or whatever. So the next mani, I'm thinking about doing either I'm gonna do a blue of sorts, or I'm gonna do like a sort of aqua greenish blue type, and then this is gonna be the other one. It's a jelly base with the holographic hexagon, the holographic glitters. So there's big pieces and small pieces. That's going to be really hard to get off my nails. So I usually only do the glittery polishes on my statement nails. So I usually do 2 nails that are extra flashy, and then the rest of them like a basic formula, like a regular matte, not matte, but like a cream formula type that doesn't usually have like a lot of glitter and everything. And then I stamp on those, sort of like I did with the pink. It was like a magenta stamping polish that I used. They're like roses. And then this is like a silhouette of this chick. The thumbnail it said "Stop and Smell the Roses," which I thought was cute. But since I don't plan on going anywhere for the next, I probably don't plan on going back. So because of that, I'm changing my nail polish sooner, because I just got some yesterday, and this was one of them. Y'all want to see my collection? I was just organizing them earlier today, so maybe, yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Okay, hold on a second. Oh, shit. Okay. I got cotton stuck on my nails. Okay, let's see. Alright, so I got these little containers to start organizing my nail polish, because I'd been putting them all in my drawers, and they were just everywhere. They weren't like organized like they are right now. So these are all my China glaze polishes. Let me move my sanitizers to the side. There's like, a lot of them. Okay, so that's the China glaze. That's a pretty big box from Amazon that I got. And these are my Sinful colors. So there's a lot of those. And here's some more Sinful colors. These are all my I Love polishes. Or no, Live Love polish. So that's a brand. Just go to livelovepolish.com. They have some beautiful, beautiful colors. I might go through those tomorrow. I'm probably gonna show you guys which ones I have tomorrow. And these are all my OPI. So, except for the Live Love Polish, everything else is store brand. You can buy them pretty much anywhere. Live Love Polish and others, they're like indies. And here, what I decided to do. So this section here is mostly like my stamping polishes. So these are a thick enough consistency that I can use with stamping, which is what this is. So, you know, they've got like the steel plates and stuff. Okay, so these are the toppers. They're like a thin enough consistency that you can put over a nail polish. And, I mean, you could always get a sponge and make it so that it covers the whole nail, but usually they're used as toppers. So it's like a clear base usually, and then you got like, let's see. Okay, these are like black and white polka dot type. This is a Paparazzi brand. I only usually see these at CVS. They're very inexpensive. I think they're like $1 to $2. And they have some really, really pretty polishes. So this is like a very, very, very clear pink jelly base with holographic glitter. And the holographic glitter is scattered, whereas with like this one, this is a holographic polish as well, but that's linear, and that will that actually covers the whole nail. Whereas with scattered, it's just all over the place. You could still see the regular nail polish underneath. These are my juleps and a couple of my Paparazzi polishes. And here is my top and base coats. So I have a peelable base coat. I have this is the base coat that I use the most. It's like a bonder. I think it's for something with acrylics or whatever. I don't know. Got this quick dry base coat from Revlon. I don't really care for it. I've got to find a better base coat. One that's not peelable. This is the Big Kahuna. This is the only top coat that I will ever use. It's by Seche Vite, and it dries within minutes. These are my like summery polishes. So you got like the bright colors, you got the pastels, really soft pinks. Those are the color, like blues, like light blues and stuff. Those are the ones that I put in here for like summer type. These are sort of like the darker colors that didn't fall into any of the other categories of the brand or whatever. And these are like the glittery, shimmery, and flaky polishes. So that, you can't tell, but it's like a shimmery polish. There's some of these with holographic. You can't tell because it's not natural sunlight, but this has a little bit of hollow to it. I've got this holographic polish. It's a pink holographic polish from Liquid Sky Lacquer. So depending on how big the chunks of glitter are, it's very difficult to remove. So I decided, because whether they're flakies, shimmers, or glitters, they're more like flashy, and I typically try to use those ones for the statement nails. So that's how I separated those. And I forgot, down here, I've got a few neutrals that aren't glittery, that aren't, they're all, like, pretty straightforward, like, cream-based, grayish, mocha neutrals. And then here's my Zoya polishes. At least some of them. And here's some of the plates. If you've never seen stamping plates, this is what they are. They're like stainless steel usually, sometimes acrylic, sometimes whatever. This is the biggest that I've got. And this is actually referred to as a buffet stamping plate because it's so big that you typically want to get a very large stamper to pick up a whole bunch at once and be able to make decals to have like different sections of one image on each nail so that it pretty much adds up. And here's like some kind of like a Japanese little candy snack thing. I never fooled with that because I'd never tried those. Anyway, so that's what I worked on earlier today. Oh God. I've got arthritis real bad. So that's where I'm at with the organization of that stuff. I was actually holding some of the polishes in a drink tray. This drink tray. And I'm probably going to use this in the future to like set aside for the new polishes that I get and figure out what I'm going to do with them or whatever. I'm going to go back to getting my nail polish removed while watching Unsolved Mysteries, which is now on Netflix. Every season is on Netflix. You guys have a good night. Take care.